Hey, my name's Jeff. I own 16 homes and I'm staying at a Motel 6 in 2025. And it's not that bad, actually. Here's a quick tour of the place. And I think when people think of Motel 6, they think of a rundown place to sleep, dangerous, outdated. It could be technically outdated depending on like your standard of living. Honestly, I needed to attend a wedding tomorrow, and I was just kind of curious to see what it looked like because when I was growing up and I was young, I remember staying at these Motel 6s because we couldn't really afford much more, and these were really available on the road because my family used to take these really cool road trips. And it was one really cool road trip where I remember specifically my parents took us from California to Florida, up to New York, and then all the way back down. And it ended up being like a really long road trip. And I think we even made it to Canada somehow. I think, not sure if it was on like the Niagara Falls or Vancouver side, but that trip was really memorable. But I also remember uh, half of the time we would sleep in the car because we had like sleeping bags, and it was just really expensive to stay at a hotel. There wasn't much internet then, like I was only 11, so this was maybe in like the early 2000s. And yeah, my parents didn't really know how to use these smartphones that are in our hands. So uh, whenever if we didn't see like a hotel on the road, we would sleep in the car. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. I honestly thought it was quite fun, and they actually have a term for it now. They call it car camping, and people would do it just for fun. But yeah, I'm here to talk about the Motel 6 experience and like why I would choose to stay here even in 2025. So honestly, it was just convenience, and I was just feeling a little bit nostalgic because I haven't seen one in a while. Well, I've driven by, and I just wasn't sure if it was much different. I remember like back in the days, like it would be like almost like 8 people in one of these rooms, just this because my family didn't want to pay for extra rooms, so it'd be like 4 of us on this gigantic bed, and maybe some of us sleeping on the floor right here, to the kids, and yeah, I still remember it as kind of a nice stay. And to be honest, like even now, when people imagine it as that it's rough, from what I've heard, like, oh, Motel 6, why would you stay there? It wasn't that bad. I mean, it has air conditioning, microwave, refrigerator, more than some other boutique hotels I've stayed in. So that's a plus. It was only $63. So imagine like even if I decided to stay here for 1 whole month, it would have only been $1,800 in Anaheim, California, because that's where I'm at right now. That's cheaper than rent at my house in San Diego, which is like a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and my other ones, which are also like 17 to $1,800 for a 1 bedroom, 1 bath studio. So it's about similar price, but I don't know. This is like a good alternative. So if you're having trouble finding a place to rent and you're not super picky, maybe you'd stay at a Motel 6. I don't know. Let me know. Is this too bad for you? Are you too good for Motel 6? If it is, if it's too gross, let me know why down below. But yeah, it's just funny because from my perspective, like I set up homes, I build homes now, specifically Airbnbs. So hotels are kind of like my not my direct competitor, but like we're in lodging, and I own 16 homes, and each one of those homes, not each of them, but a lot of them are Airbnbs. Some are long-term rentals because that's where I started. About like 10 of them are long-term rentals, and the other 6 are Airbnbs, and then the remaining ones are, sorry, 10 are long-term rental and 6 are Airbnbs, and they pretty much all cash flow, but my Airbnbs do really, really well. But the problem with my Airbnbs is if I were to stay on my own, it's super expensive, and it's just me. Like, there's no one else in this room unless like my girlfriend Mila comes here, then yeah, we probably wouldn't stay at a Motel 6. But the Airbnbs have a crazy cleaning fee. It's like $200 to $300. Granted, I built pretty luxurious Airbnbs in rural locations, but even then, the bookings per night is like $300, $350 per night average for my home. So I was like, man, I don't think I can even afford to stay at my own places. Because essentially what I want to do with like the reason why I'm like picky about spending money and stuff is like, hey, this is pretty much like really nice too, first of all. Like I don't hate on this Motel 6. There's a little bit of smoke smell when I came in. That was probably one downside. But that could happen anywhere technically. It just happened to be that maybe I'm in the smoking room. Maybe I didn't tell them non-smoking. I don't know. But I mean, it could happen in Airbnb. Some people will go into our Airbnbs and smoke like marijuana, they'll smoke weed, they'll have cigarette smokes in the house, and we charge them for them. We do our best to clean it, but the smell is just so strong either way. So that shouldn't be like a deterrent for like why you pick one over the other. I think it's honestly like flexibility and like what your needs are. And for me, I just needed a place to sleep tonight, so I paid $63 to stay here. So by like not spending all that crazy money on like an Airbnb, like maybe get like a one night from it, and honestly, I would have not probably used anything at the Airbnb. I just decided I was gonna stay here, and yeah, so far great experience. Last night I tried to finish this. I think I drank like this much beer. I was like, oh man, I don't want a six pack because I'm not gonna drink it. But I also didn't want this either because this is like way too much. But honestly, it feels like a little mini vacation. And yeah, Motel 6 in 2025 is not honestly a bad deal. And it looks pretty good. And if you're looking for an affordable place to stay, this is probably a really good choice for you. And if it's just like you don't have a large group, why get an Airbnb when it's just like so expensive? But I think Airbnb really shines when you have a big group, your family is there, you guys want to stick together, and you want to have like a party, because we put things in there like amenities like basketball, foosball table, shuffleboard. Usually there's like a private pool, sometimes a sauna, sometimes a hot tub, almost always a hot tub. And for that reason, I think my Airbnb shine in that aspect over hotels, because again, I don't want to really share the outside pool at Motel 6. They don't really have a game room here. I think, again, the purpose of this place is to just sleep and maybe go to work. But I was very comfortable staying here because at first I was a little bit sketched. I was like, Motel 6 has a bad connotation to it. And I was like, well, I don't know why I would think that about anything. That's honestly just me being judgmental. So instead of me like keeping that belief that, oh, Motel 6s are dangerous, they're dirty, I actually just like drove by to actually see for myself, and I saw that the neighborhood was good. A lot of lights, it felt safe, even in a big city. So I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna book this place real fast using this app called Hotels Tonight, which gives you like free access, not free access, but really affordable access to places to stay. And honestly, I don't regret it. This is really good versus spending again like another $150 on a really expensive hotel, or $350 on one of my Airbnbs. So that's my experience so far staying at a Motel 6. I wish it was a little bit longer, but I hope you enjoyed the tour.